Hi, I'm Futong Chang, founder of Chang Concrete, and I'm here to talk about concrete countertop making and some of the tools that you'll need as a professional in your shop or you might want to have. One of them here is this eco grinder, and we like this grinder because it's a dry grinding, and sometimes you'll be in situations where you don't want to have a lot of wet slurry going around and making a big mess. So using a dry grinder as opposed to a wet grinder is very practical sometimes. This collection bag here will take all the dust and it'll bring itself into this collection bag, and it's very convenient to just take the Velcro off this and dump it out. And furthermore, if you have a limited circuit, let's say a 110 circuit in a household, and you're trying to do some corrective work on a floor, well, sometimes you'll blow the circuit because you have a vacuum cleaner on and then you have the grinder on. This prevents that. Another nice feature about this, this unit is that you see here the brushes and the collection here. The brushes completely surround the cup wheel, and when you're in the field grinding, this cup, all the dust is collected here, and these brushes prevent any from escaping. But let's say you're up against a wall and you're grinding along the floor or something, or you're grinding along the edge of a countertop that you've poured or something, and you want to get along that edge, and this is keeping you away. Well, you just simply pull the shield back, and voila, it just goes right along the side of your wall, and you can just push this thing along and grind that way. Another thoughtful feature of this, and very, very practical, is the fact that there's a spring loaded here. And what does that do? That means when you're grinding, oftentimes to work in an area, you might have a tendency to push in and tilt the grinder. And if you do that, this will adjust and it'll keep the cup wheel flat on your surface. And so it won't dig in and leave those marks that are very hard to correct. Now remember, this is a grinder, and its RPM is about 8,700 RPM. It's not variable speed. So this is for aggressive grinding. It is not a polisher, and you don't want to use these resin pads with this machine. This machine is for a cup wheel diamond, and it's for aggressively getting down into the aggregate of whatever it is you want to expose, or correcting. Let's say if you've troweled and you have a big hump in your counter, and you want to get it down, knock it down, get down to some aggregate, and then polish it out. You'd start with something like this perhaps, and work it down, and then transfer to the resin coated pads, which is more of a gentle polishing, and those can be either wet or dry themselves. Another feature of this eco grinder is that it has an automatic overload right here, and so when you are aggressively grinding with something like this, sometimes there's a tendency for a tool like this to overheat, and this is a safety, so it won't do that. So what kind of situations with countertop making would you use like this eco grinder, which is going to really aggressively take off material? Well, let's say you have a poured in place situation with a countertop, and you have some areas that maybe there were some depressions and it trapped air, or you have another situation where you've been troweling or you're screeding, it wasn't done very well and just a little hump in there, and you decide you really want to aggressively take off some material. That's where this machine really comes in handy, and you can dry grind, which is a very effective way of not getting the whole environment wet. So remember, if you wanted to come up against this edge, let's say this is a backsplash, and then you can take that and just take that skirt and pull it back while you're grinding, and go ahead and grind right up to the edge. Close it back up when you're in the field. Very handy. So let's see how this thing works. I always like to say that good design is the most important tool to execute a great countertop. But to execute that good countertop, you need to know what tools you'll need and how to use them. This is Futong Cheng.